After everything that happened, over half a year passed in the blink of an eye. With the end of the Great Twilight, an armistice was declared on the second day of the Great War. Supreme Commander Van Dyke and Lieutenant General Bright worked together to minimize casualties during the negotiations. Meanwhile, the media reported that Emperor Eugen would return to the throne after recovering from his surgery. This was broadcast around the world, in tandem with the declaration that Calvert played no part in the assassination attempt. However, the truth only ended up plunging the empire into greater turmoil and spurred a storm of criticism from other countries. Amid the chaos, Governor Regnitz stepped in to try to bring the situation under control. He issued the order for Erebonian troops to immediately return to the empire. Many feared that Calvert might take this opportunity to strike back, but such fears proved to be unfounded. I can only assume it was because Calvert didn't want to take any chances against the far stronger Erebonian army. For the people of Erebonia, it was as if they had woken up from a nightmare. On the other hand, the people of Calvert began to criticize the empire all the more fiercely. Fortunately, due to the evacuation efforts on the first day of the war, civilian casualties were kept to a minimum. President Rocksmith, nearing the end of his term, made careful efforts to placate his citizens. However, he found himself under serious pressure from the new president-elect and was made to demand astronomical reparations from the empire. The provisional government in Erebonia, led by Governor Regnitz, was forced to negotiate. As part of the negotiations, he demanded that Calvert pledge to not invade Crossbell. Liberal, Remiferia, and the holy city of Arteria agreed, and jointly mounted pressure on the Republic to keep its troops within its borders. Reparations were eventually made, mostly funded by the Erebonian government, the Imperial family, the Reinford Group, and House Cayenne. As the Imperial army withdrew from Crossbell, discussions began between the Empire and Speaker McDowell. But the Governor General's personal defense force refused to stand down and took control of the city themselves. Rufus condemned their actions from prison, but they refused to back down, and the threat of a Calvardian invasion began to loom. So, the Crossbell Guardian Force, formerly the Crossbell Military Police, worked with the citizens to devise a solution. And on the day of Arkansas's star-studded comeback performance, the Governor General's defense force was quickly subdued by citizen volunteers, and Crossbell was free once more. At the heart of the operation were the officers of the Special Support Section, saving their country yet again. While foreign affairs were steadily heading in the right direction, Erebonia's domestic issues showed no signs of stopping. With the news of Chancellor Osborne's death, the nobles he had kept in check scrambled to reclaim their former power. Class warfare broke out once more, and though the imperial family tried to restore order, rumors of Prince Cedric's role in the Chancellor's warmongering caused their pleas to fall on deaf ears. The Crown Prince's mysterious disappearance only put them in a more difficult position. Just when things seemed their worst, Princess Alphen and the newly returned Prince Olivert engaged the public directly and sincerely. As a result, the imperial family slowly started to win back the people's trust the continent over. Meanwhile, news of Crossbell's liberation stirred talk of independence in Jirai and North Ambria. Some argued, however, that the 10 years Jirai had spent as an SEZ had bolstered its economy and reduced poverty. The issue is still hotly debated, and those in charge are monitoring the situation carefully for fear of more conflict igniting. Though Chancellor Osborne's right-hand man, Governor General Rufus Albarea, was apprehended, Majors Lecter Arundel and Claire Revelt managed to avoid arrest. Not only that, but they remained at the Intelligence Division and the RMP, respectively, focusing their efforts on restoring order to their country. That said, both groups lost their position as government organizations and underwent extensive restructuring. the Bracer Guild regained its former status in the Empire, and for the first time in 5 years, all its branches were reopened. High-ranking bracers from all over the continent helped to combat disorder and unrest within the Empire, according to certain classified information from the Guild. Prince Cedric, thought to be missing, had in fact become a member of Ouroboros. There are even rumors that he was made an enforcer, but that remains unverified. Meanwhile, after tirelessly aiding the other great houses, Governor Regnitz, and the Government Accountability Inspectorate for months, Acting Duke Eustace Alborea rejoined his allies for a journey to a certain place. Each of his friends had been busy restoring peace to their country in their own way, but now, with the embers of war finally cooled, they were able to meet once more.
A backup OZ-74 unit.
So your dad prepared this, Elisa?
That's right. He must have worked on it in the brief moments when he was himself. It couldn't have been an easy secret to keep from the Ebon Knight.
Your father was a great man.
Damn right. Can't be easy fooling someone who's in your head.
For real.
It seems like the mana inside is stable.
And it should be easy to work with such a pure soul as hers. We'll be right here to help whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, Eustace.
Come on, now. Bring out the sword.
Right. Altina, you should help too.
Don't worry. I know it'll turn out just fine.
That's right, Allie.
Everything's stable. This should work.
Adios, please!
Now'd be the time for a miracle. I'm sure we've got 1 or 2 left, right?
If you're listening out there, these kids need you.
The sword.
Where am I? Reen? Tilly? What are you guys doing here? Eustace? What gives? You look like you've seen a ghost. Wait, what happened? Last thing I remember,
William!
You're awake! Whoa, guys! What's gotten into you? Anyone want to tell me what this is all about?
It's kind of a long story.
So much happened while you were asleep.
But before we get to all that...
Welcome back, Milliam.